Dennis is saying that the weather is the cause of his hair loss. Dennis, would you care to explain this theory?
I just feel like because my hair head is so
That's
dry
so
that
insane.
the hair is falling out of my head.
Gotcha. You don't think it has anything to do with genetics or biology? Well, I guess it has to do with biology, but it is definitely the weather.
No, because
that's
no one in
causing
my family's bald, mom's side or dad's side. So if I went bald, that would be genetically different than everyone else.
Are you wearing a lot of skull caps?
No. I do though. When I'm working, I'm just constantly like touching my hair like this.
That's probably part of it.
It's so hard to when you work virtually and you just have a picture of yourself in the corner every meeting you have with a person to not just look at yourself and touch your hair.
Yeah, I mean, I do that but I don't touch my hair. I just look at myself the entire meeting, every meeting, all meeting long.
Sometimes I wonder, like, I'm looking at myself the whole time, and then I eventually look at someone if they notice, like, oh, he wasn't even looking at me. He was just looking at himself, and now he's finally, where his eyes are on the screen makes sense. That's where they should be.
Okay, you guys ready to get into it?
Yeah.
That's where the music plays.
What do we want to talk about first? Let's start with television. So, Owen, are you caught up on Severance? Like, have you been watching it episode for episode?
So there's only 2 for season 2, right?
Yep.
Yes, I'm caught up.
And they're releasing those on Friday nights.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah,
that is kind of nice.
The HBO Sunday nights, those are kind of gone. There hasn't been a good HBO show in a while. So now it's like Friday nights because Silo was on Friday nights, Apple TV, then went right into Severance.
Silo for me I just stopped caring. I got so close. I think I had 2 episodes left, and I'm like, nah. I just stopped. Sarah watched it by
gets
herself.
good at the end.
I don't want it to get good at the end. I want it to be good the whole time.
Yeah,
it's such a good.
Severance. Silo's such a good like hook that it keeps me, even though it's like a boring show. And the second season, she really doesn't do anything. It could have been 1 episode, her whole arc. But the premise just keeps me so hooked.
Is Shrinking still doing new episodes, or are you just playing catch up on that?
I'm on the second season playing catch up.
Okay, so I think
they just finished the 3rd season.
Okay, gotcha. Man, Apple Plus is really like must-have app nowadays.
I think it's the new HBO. Ever since HBO fucked up and went to just Max, where it's like has all the shit in it, you don't know what's good or not.
No, it is because Warner Brothers is like a failing company, and ever since they bought HBO, it's really fucked them up.
They need to do more of those T-shirts. You know, a cop, Warner Brother.
Well, no, the problem is, no, but it's interesting because I think maybe part of it is that Warner Brothers is having a lot of pressure to make money right now, like to be an actually profitable media company. So they don't really have an opportunity to take risks on these more interesting shows. Whereas Apple Plus has all the budget in the world to like fuck around on TV because it's only like a little pet project for them.
Yeah, Apple did just get me because I was paying for Apple like storage and then Apple Plus, and it's like, hey, if you sign up for this reoccurring thing, it's like the same price and you get all this stuff with it. It was like $2 more a month. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna do that. So I think that's their long game. Get people like reoccurring subscription stuff.
So like it has the cloud storage and
it has Apple Music, cloud storage, and Apple TV. I think it's like
a bundle,
$11 a month.
Okay. Well, I'm getting fucked. I think I'm spending way more than that. I get so many like $2.99 purchases a month from Apple. But
they are so strategic. I always wake up to my purchases. Yeah. It's always like a little notification that I catch in the middle of the night.
Do you ever occasionally look at them and you're like, I'm paying for this gym app I downloaded a year and a half ago on accident that was like $1.99 a month?
The worst are the ones that they do reoccurring yearly and it's like $80 on one day.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like, fuck. I meant to cancel that. Like that Mindful app. I don't know which one it is. It's the orange icon.
Yeah,
that got me 2 years in a row for like $80-something.
Lisa and I got in a fight once because she downloaded some app and it was a 7-day trial and then it charged for $130. And
what's the app?
Shit.
She's like, it's a workout app. I'm like, Are you fucking like, come on,
Step
go to
on the
YouTube.
scale. Step on the scale right now.
I'm like, let me see you work out on YouTube for a month with those videos, and then I'll buy anything you want for that type of app. But
I will say that
That tells me if she listens to this, you're gonna get in another fight.
no,
I do
would say it to her face.
I do YouTube workouts, and they are boring because this top 30 of them are all this like it never changes. So I just type in kettlebell, and I end up like iterating on the same exact videos because the search algorithm for the YouTube videos is not favorable. All right, we need to get back into Severance. I watched the first season, like whenever it came out 3 years ago or 2 years ago, and it left a really bad taste in my mouth with the last episode.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a big hang.
It was okay. I want to talk about it since now that we've given people enough chance to watch Severance, but like there's all this buildup of like I can't even remember the plot that well, but there's all that buildup of like there's conspiracy theories at the company. What are they doing? Yada yada yada. And then all of a sudden, there's no mention of them actually leaving the. Man, I'm so out of the loop on this show.
Leaving
like,
what?
Lumen.
Yeah, like there's like the inside people and the outside people, and there was never like any tease to like we need to get out of this place. We need to get out, right?
No, they definitely do that at the end.
What I'm saying is like that's what I'm saying is like there was no build up to that, but the last episode, all of a sudden, like they were out, and like it just happened so fast.
No,
it
No,
seems like
there's
you
definitely
on your
build up.
phone.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to rewatch it. There's build up.
Remember the guy
like,
is holding like the knobs to do it like the whole episode, and he's like about to get the door. They're banging on the door, and like that's the only reason that they've been disconnected is they hacked into the control room.
And the girl wanted to get out as soon as she was in there.
Okay, maybe that wasn't what frustrated
getting
me.
Like, all right, maybe I want to get out of here. The other guy got visited at home, like his work self got visited at home from Mr. Whatever. And he's like, this is fucked up. I have a kid. I want to get out of here. So like the last, I feel like half was a lot of just gaining everyone to wanting to leave. Then finally the old guy left because his crush retired. And he's like, there's nothing to fucking live for. Let's get out of this place.
I stand corrected. Can I just comment really quick? It was not that buildup. Now that I'm thinking back, it was not the fact that they got out. It was the fact that how easy they got out. I thought it was going to be like a 3-season long arc of them like trying to like come up with some kind of prison break like thing. But at the last episode, like with no preamble to this, they're just like, oh no, you want to get out? All you need to do is turn a knob or something like that. And they were all out. Like there was no prison
This is
break.
a bad take.
Dude,
Yeah,
no.
You were not paying attention
is,
to the show
I agree.
at all.
All right, maybe I'll write it off to the fact that, well, I did pay attention. Ouch. I haven't seen it in
3 years. Yeah, I think.
But I
that's more
haven't
of a
thought
fact.
about it in 3 years. I just remember
It was
being excited about the ending.
It was a temporary thing that they were out. It wasn't like they were gone forever. It was only as the guy was holding the knob down or whatever. Or
So it's
twisting the knob.
it's as simple as just twisting a knob to get out.
Yeah, because it's switch. I mean, but the knob is locked in a room. Like they can't just go up and turn it. But I like the aspect of the show. It's like when these people aren't inside the office, it's basically like they're dead. It's because
I know
they're their own person that are in the office. So like when the one dude went to retire, it was like basically he was dying because he doesn't exist outside of that office, that personality of him. So that's the part I like. Because so like the one dude, when he was out and they turned him back on, it was like 5 months later. And to him, it happened instantly because that was like the only time he ever regained consciousness.
Sell me on,
like
okay,
that.
so sell me on watching season 2. I have not started season 2
What
yet.
are you watching right now that you can't watch this?
I figured I would wait until it's all out so that way I
That's
can.
a good way to sell them. What else are you watching?
Yeah,
Nothing. This
what
is
do you
something to watch.
Yeah, what are you watching?
I occasionally throw on an episode of Sex in the City. I'm watching
Timely.
Landman, catching up on Landman.
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 I like it better said that way.
I watch SNL on Saturdays or Sunday. That's about it.
Friday nights seem wide open then.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
you
all
can
right.
fit this in.
Okay, not from a logical standpoint or a time chronological standpoint. Can you tell me why I should watch it emotionally?
Because there's no show that's like this
Okay,
show.
so okay.
Oh, you Sold, or were you just about to say like, yeah, there fucking is shows just like
I was gonna get angry because you guys aren't giving me any specific reasons. You're telling me why I should not watch it.
It's a really cool premise that I've never thought of before.
Okay, well,
That's
sell
why I
me on
like it.
season 2 though, specifically. How have the tables
Okay,
turned?
here's season 2.
You're starting to find out. Oh God, you don't give a shit about the show. I don't want to sell you because that's not my job. You should just be watching it. That's like it.
Kevin, here's the interesting part of season 2. You know, season 1, the woman that gets out, she's actually like the daughter of the person that owns the company.
I do recall that. Yeah.
Yeah. Season 2 is okay. Now they're back inside. It's 5 months later. Is this woman the innie? Is this actually the outie pretending to be the innie? Is kind of the thing now.
Wow, when you say it like that, I'm lost.
We're talking about
say that again
here.
Say that again, Dennis.
When the outie's the innie and the innie's on the outside.
I didn't realize it is funny though. I didn't realize it was such a hot take to not love this show because I have never met anybody who didn't have rave reviews
Kevin,
about it.
I haven't met anyone that dislikes this show.
No, you can't trust Kevin. This is what really happened. Someone at work was talking about how they liked the show and it bothered Kevin for some reason, or like he heard multiple people say, "This is a good show. We should watch this." Like at the water cooler, and then Kevin's like, "No way, that show's good." That's
someone that has very basic takes about everything else in life likes this show. So Kevin's like, "This can't be good. I don't like it, so I'm out."
I like Landman. Everybody was talking about that show. I watched it.
But you know that Landman isn't supposed to be like
prestige.
Good. It's just a throwaway show that you could throw on and not need to pay that much attention to.
On that
doesn't
note,
make you think.
I do love that show because it's like a good hang. It's almost like a sitcom. It's just like you're kind of like riding along with Billy Bob, just like trying to solve these things.
Let me sell Kevin on Severance. So second season is like a sitcom. So you'll really like it.
And you're riding
that's
around
all you
Billy
like
Bob.
to watch. I swear to God, is only sitcoms.
Billy Bob gets Severance, and it's just him and his actor self.
Did you guys watch any of SNL last weekend?
I saw some clips
with Timothy Chalamet.
I watched up until the second song.
I was not a Timothy Chalamet lover, but something about watching these people on SNL just willingly make fools of themselves. It is very charming. Like I remember being turned on to Austin Butler after it, and I'm so in on Timothy Chalamet now. He's just like a goofball. He's not like some asshole you would think, like rich kid. He's really is just like, I get the charm now.
Do you think he's I like him too, but I do think he's leaning into this character that the Gen Z have kind of cast on him. That's like, I'm like the goofy, I'm basically the Gen Z goofy, carefree person, sort of.
But
thing.
have you seen the videos of him from like high school though, before fame?
No.
Yeah, he was like in a rap group.
Yeah, he would like go on stage and perform like an idiot. He was kind of like, he reminded me a little bit of like Kendall Roy. Like, you know, Kendall Roy. Like,
that's good. That's a good comparison. I've always liked Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. Wait,
and
so
I think I like his range. Him in Dune compared to like his other stuff. If he wasn't in Dune where he's just like very serious and not like this awkward sort of guy, which I feel like every other movie, that's how he kind of is. That's why I like him. The range, I guess.
What was that movie he was in? Beautiful Boy, I think, is where he was addicted to heroin. That movie with Steve Carell. That one was what turned me on.
I haven't seen that.
I've never seen any. I've never heard anybody talk about that movie before. I'm familiar with it.
That's a very good movie. I think you both should watch it.
I love Owen when he describes a movie. It says it turns him on. So Timothy Chalamet turned him on.
No, don't do this to me because Kevin said that same term earlier and no one said anything to him. Yeah, he said, what turned me on to Timothy Chalamet? And I was like...
No, there's a big difference between turn me on to and turn me on.
You're like, Timothy Chalamet in this movie.
I got rock hard for Timothy for his role.
There's a big difference between turn me on to and turn me on. That's all I'm saying. He was great on SNL, except they really butchered it by like they should just had a normal musical guest on.
What was the musical guest?
He was bad.
I was confused.
He just did like he did one song with James Blake.
And, I didn't realize that was James Blake. But
no, but it wasn't like it. I think James just played the piano.
Oh, you guys are on a first name basis.
Jimmy B's there with the keys.
Jimmy Keys just did his thing.
But
Sorry.
it wasn't that good. I agree they should have had a normal guest.
Or just had him like sing any Bob Dylan song we know.
But I think it got more people to watch it because
For
there's
sure.
more intrigue, so that they know what they're doing.
Do you think, like, why did he do that? Was it him that asked to be the musical guest, or how does that work?
It's probably someone with his management. They're like, he could sing too. People are like, nah, Tim, he can't actually sing, can he? And then that's how they sold him.
Speaking of, is he nominated for an Oscar?
Yeah, he is. At least the movie is.
Should we go into that?
All right, so yeah, the Oscar nominations came out this past week, or when did they come out? Like last Thursday or something?
Yeah, past week. Yeah.
Dude, I am so unhyped by these movies. It's either ones I've seen or ones that I have no interest in. Like, really, like, not just like a lack of interest. It's like an appalling distaste for it.
Remember how you felt last year, though?
I was just going to say, rewind to last year. We felt very much the same, and then we watched them all, and we learned to like quite a few of them.
I could see myself coming around on The Brutalist, but that's going to be a tough pill to swallow. That's a 2.5. I know, like 2.5, 3 hour movie.
Let me list the best pictures, and you guys, we can give our quick thoughts, and then I want to hear which one you guys...
I have a long thought about one of them. Can we end on that
one?
End
with that one, yeah.
Okay.
Seems like a lot of people are having thoughts about this now.
This is why that's why I have it.
So you guys tell me what movie you think's going to win and which one you want to win. All right, number one, which we've all seen, I know, Anora.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
I loved Anora.
It's not a life-changing movie, but it was better than I thought.
Yeah, like I was telling you guys, for the whole movie, I gave it an 8 out of 10, but if it started 30 minutes in, it was a 10 out of 10 movie.
Yeah, I feel like it's a crucial 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm not saying to get rid of it completely, but that part is what I really enjoyed.
Okay.
That part, I was like, I'm going to turn the movie off, almost.
Oh, I liked it. I was pumped.
But then once it got to like, oh, these mobster guys are, it's actually, and this is kind of a comedy, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's when it turned good.
It did get like laugh out loud funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The Brutalists.
Haven't seen it yet.
Either have I.
I think it's going to win best movie though.
I hope it
without seeing it.
Out of this list, it seems like the only one like
it's the only thing that may not allow it to be the winner is that they used AI to enhance his Hungarian accent.
Yeah.
Did they really?
I think that will actually stop it from being the winner.
I think so too. I think they'll dock it and they'd be like, "Oh, this isn't pure enough."
That is a slippery slope. You don't want to allow that one time.
Against AI now, especially in like Hollywood and art. They're totally against it. Okay. A Complete Unknown.
Bob Dylan movie. I'm pumped to see that one. I love Bob Dylan.
But that is the one that I've been trying to find it on that free website. Bleep that so that way not a lot of people use it.
I keep forgetting what it is.
So not a lot of people log on and then it gets shut down because that shit has fucking everything.
You know what?
Other than a couple movies.
So I bought a 2-year subscription to it.
Oh, really?
$30. Yeah, and you get HD. I just used it tonight to watch Sonic 3 with my kid.
Wow.
By yourself.
Yeah.
In HD. I really wanted to watch Sonic 3 in HD.
Right now in the
Dr. Robotnik drops trout.
Yeah, I was going to say, does he like the ads that come up? Does it have ads?
Not when
I don't
it doesn't have ads.
I don't even have ads when I'm watching, but you don't get full HD. And some of them are a little grainy.
That's why it was $30 for 2 years. I'm like,
I know, but who the fuck are you giving your payment information to? Who did you just give that money to?
Can somebody type the name of this website in the chat again?
Dude, that's insane. I would never pay that website. What I would do is buy a gift card of one of those Visa gift cards and use that to purchase the.
Not a MasterCard?
Nah, I don't fuck with those.
Don't
fucking ask.
Can you guys text me the name of this illegal streaming site again? Because I keep forgetting it.
PORN.
No, just text it to me, okay?
Right.
Continue.
Oh, wait, no. He said A Complete Unknown. Conclave, we've all seen.
Conclave, I loved. And honestly, I'd be very okay if that won Best Movie of the Year. That movie was way better than I ever expected.
I felt like the ending was just like a weird, trying to be woke ending. So that's I liked the whole entire movie until I was like, this is how they really end it. So stupid. in my opinion.
I do think about that ending, and I'm like, this just seems really unrealistic. Like,
So
especially in like background check sort of world, you think they would at least like run one on the person, but
It is a little bit unrealistic. Okay, but continue.
All right, Dune Part 2.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I would be so happy if it won. It's just been out for so long that it's hard to say like it's the best movie.
It just doesn't feel like an Oscar movie to me. I love the movie. It's like it was my favorite movie of last year, but not like an Oscar movie.
Not best movie of the year, but should win a lot of Oscars for a lot of other like costume and
agreed with that.
Sound.
Give it a lot of Oscars, just
Sound
don't give it
mixing.
best picture. Best picture.
Okay. I'm Still Here. Which one's that?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't think that's one of them.
Yeah, it is.
I'm Still Here.
Oh, is that the guy? Oh no, it's not.
I'm Still Here.
I'm Still
I've never
Here.
even heard of it.
Have you seen this movie, A Different Man with the Giant Face?
Dennis is fucking with us right now.
I'm Still Here. I've heard of this one. I've heard
like
of this.
last year when he made
Eunice
that one.
Pavia investigates her husband Ruben's disappearance while maintaining family stability. Oh, I kind of like the premise of that. It sounds like a crime sort of thing. A mother.
Yeah, honestly, that seems like it might be one of my favorites.
Investigate her husband Ruben's disappearance while maintaining family stability.
That seems like a good movie.
Oh yeah, 1970s too.
Yeah.
Is this okay?
All right, 96 on Rotten Tomato. That sounds good.
Damn. Okay, that might be the sleeper pick.
Here's another one I don't really know. Nickel Boys.
That's like a historical piece about like racial tension. That one is not what I would go out of my way to watch, but I'm sure it's great.
Yeah, I mean, these movies sneak up. They're all good movies usually, but
and I never love historical dramas. I can't get into it. I like a good fiction set in the past, but I don't like just a recapturing of events.
All right, which one am I supposed to say last? Because, all right, how about Wicked?
I watched 40 minutes of it. Fuck that movie.
So good. Thank God. I'm so happy.
It's like visually offensive.
I'll be so upset with you guys if you like either of these.
I like some of the songs. Like I like the Popular song and I like Defying Gravity, but just Ariana Grande is hard to look at. The girl playing in the green costume, I don't really like her whole vibe. And then just
you've never liked witches since like 8th grade. You didn't like a witch.
What?
That's a dumb joke. Because she's a witch, the green girl. You didn't like her vibe.
Huh?
Okay. Moving on.
What does that have to do with me in 8th grade?
It was a joke. Go ahead.
Okay. I just the colors in the movie too are really off-putting. Like they're trying to be so opposite of like the Wizard of Oz that they like go the opposite color palette and like the greens and the darks. It's just really weird looking. It's
not colorful. It's
extremely colorful, but in a way that is like weird colors.
I saw a lot of film Twitter commentating how everything looks washed out.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
That shit better not win anything. Those two going on that weird tour together, talking to everyone. It just drives me nuts. I can't wait until it just disappears into nothing.
Hold space for Defying Gravity.
Ariana Grande, she's like scary looking.
Yeah.
She is. When you see her like next to him.
Dennis doesn't want to comment on anyone's appearance anymore because he cannot take getting roasted anymore.
You put her next to a normal-sized human being, she legitimately looks like a 9-year-old girl.
I know, and that's what makes it is very creepy when people are like, she's so hot. I'm like, she looks like she is underage.
I feel like she used to look older and more...
No, I feel like she always looked young to me. And I was
back when she was like
weird.
dating Mac Miller, I feel like she was hotter than she is now. Now she looks younger and skinnier and more frail. It's legit frightening.
And she killed him.
She did?
Indirectly.
Yeah, I guess she didn't help him.
I mean, the guy wasn't like down a perfect path before that. All the songs were about
okay, before we get into
he's got a new album out.
Before we get into Owen's take on this other movie, I'm just curious if there's any movies that you didn't see on the list that you think should have been. I have recency bias because I watched Heretic, and that movie was fantastic.
I didn't see that yet.
Yeah, that is.
I did watch A Real Pain, and I don't think that should be on there.
That one seems really up my alley. I like
It
that.
was okay. He's a bad actor. What's his
Who?
face? Jesse. Was his name Jesse Eisenberg?
Jesse
That-
Eisenberg, yeah.
And the guy from Succession.
Terrible actor. He's good. Kieran Culkin.
But
He's a
doesn't he
better
play
actor,
the
but
same
yeah, I was gonna say
character?
it's the same.
Yeah.
He plays like his self in real life. It seems like
Yeah.
he's He's troubled in this
No.
in this movie. So it's good idea for premise. I just feel like they could have had two completely different actors that would have done a way better job, and I think that it could be a Oscar.
I
nominee.
think probably the best, most original movie I saw last year was a movie called Red Rooms. And it's
that didn't get any Oscar.
No, and I was looking at where's the international? I was looking to see because it was a French Canadian movie, and it was very different and good. It's like a horror movie too, and it's kind of a disgusting horror movie. So
it looks like all my favorite movies got snubbed too: Bike Riders, Challengers, and Monkey Man.
Although I didn't love Challengers just because of the ending. A lot of these movies at the ending are killing me. That should have been on there, especially over Wicked and Emilia Perez.
Yeah, and it just looked cool.
We
had a good sound.
There's one out.
Just fucking entertaining.
Yeah, I'm not saying like, but I don't think even Challengers didn't get nominated for anything. Like, I don't care if it was Best Picture, but at least should have at least one nomination, right?
Yeah,
I gotta watch that.
It's great.
I am missing one before the worst one, The Substance. I haven't seen that yet.
That was nominated for Best Picture.
I thought you saw Substance, Dennis.
No, who was the older woman in The Substance?
That pisses me off because I watched that movie and I just don't like a gimmicky movie. Like that movie is so gimmicky.
Like you guys both liked that movie a lot because
it was fine.
I haven't seen it.
You know,
I feel like I know what it's about. That's the issue, and I'm like, I kind of get it. It's
yeah,
like,
and that's
she takes the substance to be younger, and it makes her actually ugly.
I'll tell you what movie got the biggest.
You don't quite
have
it then.
Sweethearts.
Oh yeah, Sweethearts. I don't know how that one missed.
I saw the TV Glow. Is that this year?
Yeah,
I don't think that.
I think it was.
I'm shocked that one didn't get nominated over Emilia Perez.
Yeah, that's a movie where I'm like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't really like it that much. Usually it's the opposite.
Have you guys heard of Different Man?
No, what's that?
It was another kind of like buzzy movie. Like so there's two actors. Do you know Sebastian Stan?
Sounds familiar. I can't think of what he looks like.
He's in a lot of shit, you would know. But then the other guy in it, who's I think I don't know if you guys would know him, but he's actually going to be playing Prince Charming in the new Cinderella movie. I'll show you. So he's
okay, a different. I see that advertised on HBO. That's good.
Yeah. So this on the right is Sebastian Stan, and then on the left is the new Prince Charming.
What the fuck is this? This isn't what he looks like in real life, is it?
You're gonna see this guy and everything coming up. He's like gonna have such a breakout role.
Best part was I was looking at the cast while you were saying that. And I'm like, oh god, he's gonna say this guy's Prince Charming. That's a real man.
That's a real guy, yeah.
Ah, poor guy.
I know, and he's like chose to acting like he's a legitimate like acting is his chosen career path.
Are they playing the same character in the movie?
I have no idea what the premise is, but
so how would you describe them? The difference is one called what, and one called the handsome man and the.
Well, in this picture, they're both wearing flannel identical shirts, so it's hard. I can't even tell them apart. But I'd say Sebastian Stan is a little more classically handsome.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another movie that people talked about a lot, but I have no interest in watching.
All right, last movie of the year. Owen, will you be watching this? Emilia Perez.
Yes, I'm going to watch everything that's nominated, but I am convinced that they're going to revoke this movie from being a nominee. And I looked into it, and they've only done like revoke. They typically are revoking actors or actresses, probably because they do something bad.
Yeah.
I don't think a movie ever has been, but I was like the other day I was looking, and Letterboxd has this movie rated like under 3 stars out of 5, so people hate it. You look on like I don't know if Rotten Tomatoes or something else is like 70%. So it's got awful ratings. Nobody really enjoys the movie. And then I was on Twitter, and then I saw a thread from someone, and like I guess Mexican people are pissed off about this movie because the director like painted Mexico in like a bad light, where it's like it really leaned into like the cartel. It's
So-
glamorizing like violence.
Let me say this. So it's a musical, but it's a French movie. It is not a movie
Yes.
like made by a Mexican person. It is a French movie that is about Mexico. And I guess it's like a terrible caricature of Mexico. And it's also a bad portrayal of transgender people.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing redeeming about this movie. So I have this theory on it that because nobody really was talking. I heard a little bit about this movie like in the past 6 months, but after the Golden Globes, after Zoe Saldana did that whole like emotional spiel and it won the first award, all of a sudden it was on everybody's radar and like people were probably like voting for it without even like really watching it. They're probably just like, oh, this movie seemed to be really emotional, good, diverse. Like, so I think, yeah, just to have like a lot of recency bias. But Owen, I'm
Yeah.
desperately rooting for them to replace it with something else. So I don't have
I
to watch it.
agree because like you said, it's a French movie. The director Jaco Diar, I think is his name. I think I nailed that. He wanted to keep it really authentic, and cast Mexican actors, but no Mexican actors were portraying the characters well enough. So he only hired one Mexican actor. So like people are pissed about that. No
Oh,
one's
so
going
there's
to
also like behind the scenes racism. Or,
yeah,
like,
so he didn't even cast Mexican people. Then Mexican people are saying that Selena Gomez's she's having a tough week.
Mhm.
Selena Gomez's accent is terrible. And they've only brought in $74,000 at the premiere in Mexico for this movie. And then I was reading like I was just seeing what trans people thought about it, and just about I ended up on multiple different like trans newsletters to see their take, and I was like, I want to see if they actually enjoy this movie. And they're like this is a terrible movie. It doesn't like is bad at portraying it. One person said calling this film award bait would be doing a disservice to awards bait. Instead, Emilia Perez is a film that thinks it demands respect just by the act of existing. And I was like, damn, that's pretty fucking good.
What was your Google search to find these trans?
Yeah, and
names?
tell us who wrote
What
that.
do trans people think about Emilia Perez? And it came up with a bunch of different articles. And I was on a website called like them.us. It was written by a trans person.
Did you do that in incognito mode?
No, I did it at work. Straight
really?
up. Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know. So I think, and then it got a lot of good ratings at a film festival. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Cannes, Cannes. So, and it was all voted by like non-trans people. So it's just a bunch of white people trying to feel good, like because they're like, oh, this is a beautiful movie.
Dennis,
And
can I
I
read
just
you
think
some
it
of the
sucks.
headlines from them.us today? From Survivor to Real World, 10 extremely gay seasons of reality TV.
So this is a good site to get some info from, right?
Paul Rubens, aka Pee Wee Herman, reveals many, many secret gay relationships in new documentary. This is some news right here.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Green Day
Pee Wee
changed
Herman
a
was
lyric
gay.
in American Idiot to call out Elon Musk. Doesn't seem quite within there.
I heard the theory about Emilia Perez.
There we go.
That they've recently allowed more international voters into the Oscar nominations, Academy Awards, and I guess international people love this movie compared to like domestic and like Mexican people, because I think we're closer to it. So I think to the Europe audience, they're so disconnected from this reality that they probably don't think it's as weird.
Yeah, it's probably all the French. They're so weird. Like, you remember the opening ceremony? That was so weird. So I just imagine all the people for the Olympics.
Yeah, what happened? Remind me.
I don't know, it was that weird blue guy. He like showed his balls, or it looked like he showed his balls on TV.
This Owen was on them.us again.
Surfing on them.
On the video stream.
You don't remember? I don't want to explain this. Everyone,
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
I remember the closing ceremony where like Tom Cruise fucking saved the day. It was so sick.
No. Okay.
He got the Tom Cruise took the torch all the way from France to LA, like in this heroic journey. It was incredible.
Kevin, thank you for kind of saving me on describing that, because you could tell I was struggling a little bit.
Do you guys
I wrote down really good notes.
Do you guys want to talk about our other favorite awards?
What's that?
Yes.
Antonio Brown, AB on Twitter. He's a big awards guy. He likes to give out his own awards. And I've been meaning to talk about Antonio Brown for a long time, just because he is like top 10 on Twitter right now, right? Like he pops up in the feeds all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
he does.
Dennis, what do you think of him?
Do you think he is writing those tweets or he has a team?
Good question. I in my head it was always him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he is the humor behind it. I don't know if he's actually physically typing in the phone, but the guy has gone from like, this guy's absolutely nuts to he leans into it, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of these comedians love him, like Shane Gillis and Joe Rogan.
For the uneducated, his whole thing is like
for the uneducated.
His whole shtick now is kind of that like he's a former NFL athlete with like CTE, and now he just kind of like speaks his mind on every single topic, and is like my favorite things are he likes to call Shannon Sharp gay, and and who's the other guy, Cam Newton, gay. He just like loves to like post pictures of them.
I feel like he's just really leaned into white culture, and he's like the only one that he's like one of the first people that are like, I guess, accurately making fun of white culture. I don't know.
Can I say cracker of the day because I'm white?
Yeah.
So
Owen's gone.
Yeah, I'm just kind of reacting like he's not.
I have no clue what happened there.
All right. Oh, and we were talking about cracker of the day, which we decided that we are allowed to say because we're white.
Yeah, definitely.
So Antonio Brown loves to give out his awards that are cracker of the day or cracker of the year, and I think he even did an award ceremony this past year. But what makes a cracker of the day in his opinion? I never dug that deep into it.
I don't know. I hope we have a good enough clip that he calls us that, and then we could potentially sue him for saying it to us.
I would love
for hate speech and like settle on something, because
I think it's just the white person who just made the biggest impact on the world that
they
day.
like fucked up, or they like did something like.
Oh, is it usually somebody like controversial?
Normally like caught. No, normally it's caught on internet doing something. Like he gave it to Zuck the other day for looking at Bezos's fiance's cleavage. He did it to that one guy.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's more like that. Man, Zuck's being real.
Yeah, he's like a real human.
No,
sort of thing.
Okay,
that's the way I took it.
Maybe I think that it's just kind of like people getting caught.
Because he did like Shane Gillis, and he did like Trump after he won or something.
It doesn't matter. It could go both ways.
Just like them.
It's a switch hitter. Yeah. I was on them.us, and they said that cracker of the day can be good or bad.
No, I think he's just really tapped into white Twitter and stuff, and so people just love it, I guess, because he's like kind of making fun of it, but also kind of like respecting it, I guess.
He's incredibly entertaining. Like he is, he just speaks his mind. I love him calling out. It's interesting to hear his perspective on like the NFL being scripted, because you think he would know first and foremost whether it is or not. But I guess there are things outside of his means that could still be like outside the player's means that could still be like managed, like them giving the calls to somebody or like a clock, not, kind of thing. So
yeah. Do you think are you a fan of Theo Von still? I know you used to be.
He's a little tough to listen to sometimes because I just know I don't want to use the word shtick again, but I just like he kind of makes the same jokes.
Yeah.
And he's better than Joe Rogan. He definitely like at least talks to the person. But he does
it's just not new anymore. So yeah, it's just like
I agree.
It's just tired.
I feel like I listened to maybe a few full episodes, but just seen clips. And it's always like someone will say something and be like, I remember like
exactly
I used to lick the butt crack of someone, blah blah blah.
To like make up a story about his past. And you're like, okay,
yeah.
Like, is this real? But I do think he is very good at bringing on interesting like people that are a little controversial. And he's also very good at talking to them, like people.
Yeah, he talks to everybody, and he can talk to everyone.
Yeah. So, Owen, who was his most recent COTD? Are we allowed to talk about it?
Yeah, I think so. There's this one guy that kept popping up on my feed that his name is Beardson Beardley, and he's just been calling out every like girl and just roasting everyone for like 5 days straight. And I think it started out with him, similar to us, just commenting on someone else's looks. And then some other girl was like saying that he's way out of her league, and
Or she's way out of his league.
Yes. And he put like their pictures side by side and said same team, or like same division or something like that.
That's
And
funny.
so many people came because she was not good.
Yeah.
They look like they'd be a couple.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people roasted that girl, and he's just been on a tear, calling out everyone.
I'd like to go on record that Owen was afraid of mentioning this guy because we didn't want to amplify his voice. We didn't want our podcast encouraging this type of behavior.
Does he have like a dirty past? Like what? What's the reason?
I think he's got like a pod. I don't know if it's a podcast. What is it when you do stuff live on Twitter?
Oh, or like a
space
Twitch stream or something.
Is it a space?
Stream.
I think
call it
it's
a
Twitter
stream.
space.
Oh,
yeah, he does
Twitter space
stream. We sound like old fucking parents right now. But he does one that is, I think it's white. God, what was it? White something? Shit, motherfucker. Hold, please. I texted you guys about it.
White boy?
While you pull that up, I'm going to shift into our next gear because we're talking about black and white and Asian.
Oh, white power radio is what it's called. So.
Oh, that's a little controversial.
Is it like a Nazi thing?
I don't know. I tried listening to a second of it. I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? And then he was using the R word a lot and just kind of, I don't know.
You're probably the only guy that listens to white power radio and there was on them.us.
You said you were reading newsletters. Did you subscribe?
Both research only, guys. I need to point that out.
No, that's important. You got to have partisan research.
To make sure I'm getting the right takes.
Okay.
For my own opinion.
I want to talk about the golf league. Have you guys seen any of it? TGL?
Yeah, I've seen some of it.
Playing like it's like they're darts, but it's golf.
It's a golf simulator on TV. Yeah. And you're watching it's kind of, I mean, the setup itself is kind of fascinating. Like it's this giant golf simulator, but they also have like not a revolving, but like a green that you can manipulate and like a sand. Yeah, like a morphing green and like sand and like, but it just, I've been watching it while I was at the gym and it just it doesn't translate to TV. And I don't know how you can make this work.
At the gym too. And I was like, this is like all right, but I was like, I don't think this is going to be anything great. Here's the difference
though, which you guys haven't seen at the gym. They're completely mic'd up. So you hear everything they say. That's the interesting part.
That would be interesting.
I watched a clip of like Tiger Woods like doing a shot and he's like, wow, that wasn't good.
And you don't get that on PGA, right?
No.
Like they don't.
Not sold on that because then they're going to have to try to be so like on about what they're saying. I don't like that.
Eventually they'll be.
They snuck a mic in and they didn't know about it, and then someone says something kind of bad.
But I do think it. Go for it, Dennis.
I was gonna say the other thing that kind of bothers me is so they have that green, but it has like a sand trap. The same configuration is played on every single hole. So that exact green is played on every hole. The only thing different is like the elevation or the rotation of things. But it's always like there's a sand trap here. The green's always the same size. That bothers me for some reason. But the greens are never different.
No, I get it. I don't think it translates to TV. I think it has a nice little novelty effect. And I agree, Dennis, like I could see it being interesting, like hearing the players talk. But after 2 years of that, like that can't be that interesting. It's not as if Tiger Woods is coming up with new catchphrases after like a drive. It's just going to be the same old... You know?
No. I like the mystery of not knowing what these people are like in their like outside world. Yeah. Just like how celebrities they're not as interesting anymore because everyone has social media, so you know what's going on with everybody.
Speaking of golf, I turned on ESPN at 10:30 a.m. on a Saturday, or it was ESPN2, and they were playing.
Ocho?
It felt like that because they were playing fling golf. You guys ever seen this? It's basically you have like a small lacrosse stick and you fling a golf ball to like a target. And this is like professional fling golf. And the way these guys were acting, like it was like they're just playing in their backyard. They're having the time of their life, cracking up. Like they'd fuck up and like be like, whoops, like not be pissed about it or anything.
Yeah,
so it's kind of cool.
It
does look kind of fun. Yeah,
that's more interesting to me than this new league.
Well,
It honestly was. It was very interesting because they're launching balls like 100 yards and they're getting it like right by the pin.
Oh, and let me show you
Flinging it.
on this even further. Okay, so I have Fling Golf pulled up, and it's not like stupid frisbee golf. No offense, George, but
Okay,
like
let me
frisbee golf
get
has
on
a
this.
completely different like course. But fling golf is golf, but you play it on a golf course with a fling shot kind of thing, and it's like all the same shots you can hit, but just with a different. It's kind of like just a little bit more approachable golf.
Hey, Kevin, I got
Yeah.
that.
I think it was for the listeners mostly.
I think most people got the idea of it.
No, it's more accessible because you just need like a football field and you set up flags in different spots, and then you have to say the kind of shot you're doing. So they would do like a
I'm doing
cannon.
whiskey. I'm doing tequila.
My whole case was that you're playing it on an actual golf course, so they're not playing it on an actual golf course.
No, they're playing like a football field.
My whole thing was that it's like you still get to go out and golf.
Listening.
Well, now that it isn't on an actual golf course, I guess I didn't get it.
No, you can play. You just need an open field.
Nah, dude, fuck that. It needs to be on an actual golf course. It's like when they did that soccer golf.
Oh yeah.
Or no, it'd
actual golf course.
It'd be fun too. Like imagine if like you were a bad golfer, and like 3 of your friends are good golfers, and like they wanted to invite you golfing. You're like, I suck at golf. Can I bring my fling golf? And they're like, yeah, come on. And then that person's just playing their own weird fun game while everybody else is playing.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, you could. If you want.
That wouldn't be.
That would piss me off so bad if they were just constantly getting a better score than me.
I think we got a scramble idea for next year. You're playing fling golf.
I'm just playing it. Anyways, the golf league, I just don't think it's sustainable. And I do want to hammer this in because I finally learned what postmodern. Have you ever heard the term postmodern?
Yeah.
Post Malone.
Postmodern is this term I hear thrown around all the time, like postmodern art, postmodern. Like,
I don't really know it either.
I never got what it meant until I was reading this book, and it finally dawned on me what postmodern is. So postmodern art basically being that every type of art has now been created. Like if you take a picture of a tree, everybody's taking a picture of a tree, or everybody's taking a picture of a building. So postmodern is like, okay, like how can I make some newness into this? I'm going to take a picture of a tree. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take a picture of a, like, it's all like anytime like art is self-referential to like some other type of art.
Whoa.
That becomes postmodern. And that blew my mind just because it took me 5-10 years to finally understand what that is.
So like a postmodern painting was like, everything back then was like, I'm going to draw it exactly as it is. Like, I'm going to try to just recreate it like a picture. Postmodern became like, I'm going to make it kind of just like shapes to kind of look like the picture or make you feel like it's a picture.
I don't think so. No, Dennis. It's more like I'm going to make a painting of that painting. It's like art that is referencing art, like the source. Whereas that's why I related to the golf league, because it's like you're watching a screen within a screen. And how interesting can that be?
Kind of like Severance.
Oh.
The long play to sell.
I just said that.
Dennis, tell us about your networking event.
Have you? I know Owen's been to a few networking events.
Have you guys been about this? Have you?
Yeah, have you tried this new thing?
I feel like that's anytime Kevin asked us to do something. Sorry, I didn't mean to make fun of you.
I don't even know what you're making fun of, but go on.
How do you guys normally feel when you go to a networking event and you don't know anyone?
I can't say I've ever been to a networking event. I've been to like a class, like I've taken like a class.
I'm terrible at them. I cannot talk to anyone to save my life.
I actually, Owen, so I was going to this one. I felt a little nervous, just like because you walk in, you don't know anyone. You're like, I'm supposed to be talking to people. And I thought about you, and you said you went to one once, and you mentioned, you said like a joke or like, what did you do?
I started off like saw someone that like I knew from a Facebook group. He had no clue who I was, and they were talking in a group of people. And I led the conversation with like staring, and everyone like looked at me, and I just said I cut my finger off. That's
a real event.
Yeah. So a couple days earlier, I sliced it off my finger with a peeler, and I had to go to the
I remember
hospital.
this. Yes.
You nailed it.
And everyone's like, "Whoa, oh!" And I was like, "Oh God, I didn't know how to recover."
I
from
know
that.
your thought process too, because on the way there, you're like, I gotta think of like some things in my back pocket if things aren't
Yes.
going well.
Yes.
And yours is like,
That was
all
his
right,
fun
if things
fact.
aren't going well here. Yeah, here's something I can go to that will create conversation.
I was, I was expecting to have a conversation where he'd be like, "Oh, hey, Owen, like nice to finally meet you." He didn't know who I was. So the next question I figured someone was going to ask about my finger. So I wanted to get that out of the way before it ended up being a question. And that group of people quickly dispersed, and I was like, "Fuck! I don't think I could talk to anyone else here." So it's always awkward, Dennis. I'm sure that you dealt with this, where it's like you have to like involve yourself in someone else's conversation to get to talk to anybody. Otherwise, you're just going to pick up stragglers to talk to that don't. It sucks.
Dennis, I need you to lay out the scene for me a little bit better. So what was the networking event called? What was it for?
It was an AI meetup.
Okay. And where was it located?
Cleveland State University.
Okay, so in like a Cleveland State building. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there food when you walked in or anything? Or
there was so much pizzas there, Papa John's, but all the boxes were empty and like people were just ravaging this pizza. And so I think the difference between this sort of event and like a commercial real estate is a lot of nerds at my event. So there's a lot of people that just are just kind of uncomfortable. So I feel a little cooler than them, I guess. So I feel a little better going in. And then I thought about Owen at a networking event and be like, well, it won't be that bad. So
got all my fingers.
Yeah. So I felt good on that. And then I got there and some random guy just like stared me down and walked over and talked to me. But yeah, it was
why you?
Approachable face?
I don't know. I think it's just because
you're the alpha at an AI thing.
It sure sounds like it.
No, I think it's because there was not many white people there, to be honest. It was mostly Indian people,
this is
Asian people.
White guy came up and talked to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, what's going on? I thought the event's going to start. And I'm like, it's networking. Yeah.
What's going on?
That's what he did. He looked at all the people eating pizza and was like, what's going on? Like he didn't know what was happening. I think it was just his way to start the conversation.
So any other groups of people that you went up and talked to, or is there anyone that you had your eye on that you wanted to have a conversation with?
No, I'm never like that type of person where I'm like, I need to talk to this person about like work, or I'm so interested in that where I just feel like, I don't know, I wouldn't be good at that type of stuff.
What were you trying
What
to
did you go there with the hopes of
getting out of it?
Yeah.
I just want to be like, try to stay up to date and not work by myself in an office all day. Get out and like see what other people are talking about.
Oh, that's pretty noble.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I mean, dude, these people are like fucking obsessed with AI. like crazy. Like shit, I mean, they're doing like healthcare stuff and like crazy thing. And there's people that just study it. Dude, like one person was just, I study it. They don't really have a job. They're just studying AI. And
I'm so behind. I'm so worried. I am so behind with AI. I can't be the only person though, but I'm going to be left in the dust.
Owen, I think you have the safest job out of like Kevin or I both. With paint. You can't, there's no AI. You have to make paint unless you get like robots, but someone still has to like manage that shit.
I'm not so worried about like job security. I'm just worried about not being able to operate a phone like when I'm older, or like being the old person where people are like, this is how you use it. And I'm like, what is this? I don't want that to happen. No, I agree. It does sound great, but I want to be able to function in like 20 years. I want to be able to, like, if I need to go to catch a Uber, I could figure out the AI to get my ass in an Uber and to my destination.
Right, just comparing us to, you don't want to become your parents where they like, they require like help on every little.
Yes, I don't want to be left behind. I don't want people to be like, oh, he's useless.
Do you guys' parents use Uber? I feel like mine for a year, like still are just like so afraid of it. Like it's some criminal gonna pick you up and like, it's so dirty and like that sort of thing.
No.
So they
Your
don't
parents-
use it?
I think they've used it maybe once.
Wow.
Oh,
my,
yeah.
my parents use
Yeah.
it all the time.
Same with my
Oh,
parents.
really?
If it was only
Okay.
my mom, she would never use it because she wouldn't be able to figure it out. My dad likes apps too much. His phone is full of every app out there. I swear he's had to buy more storage because he has too many apps.
I love pitching your dad on a recliner just at night, scrolling through his phone, the
he's
pages
like,
of
"Oh,
apps, trying to find his app.
What is, yes, that is how it is. He's like, they have an app. I'm like, they also just have a normal website where you can do
Right.
everything that you need to do. You don't need to have all these apps.
The app boom is kind of done, which brings me to the
Yeah.
next question: is your dad must have an app idea, right? Like everybody had an
Ideas.
app idea at some point, like
Oh,
back when
I'm
apps
sure-
were huge.
I'm sure he does, but they probably. I'm not going to dig that deep to try to figure out what his idea is.
I bet he's got one.
Do you love
buried
when
away.
you hear app ideas and it's like an app that everyone knows? It's like, let's have a community where people like certain things and they can
They
post in
talk
it.
about it.
Yeah,
Join groups.
it's like Reddit. They're like, no,
I don't know what I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
Okay, last topic.
Got a game.
Got a game. Oh, you have a game?
Yeah, I do have a game.
Oh shit! What's the game?
Well, I wasn't going to talk about the one guy that had the white supremacy podcast, but
Wait, did you
then
text about the game?
I don't think so. I think the game
Oh.
got made while we were in it. But if you have a
All right, let's
topic
do it.
you really want to get
This
out,
is last topic.
No,
this is a quick round game. It can
Yeah,
make
yeah,
good
let's do
clips.
it.
All right, so there's a lot of talk about prices lately. Mainly, it stemmed across me saying that I want to buy this one sweater, and the sweater's $550. Dennis basically had an aneurysm when I told him that I potentially might be buying this. I sent that to George, another group chat, and George kind of made fun of me. They all kind of made fun of me because it's a really expensive sweater. So I have a list of miscellaneous items that I want you guys to go through rapid round, one person at a time. Kevin, I'll get back to you after I do Dennis. It's not just clothes, it's everyday items because Dennis started talking about the Sumo citrus oranges costing way too much. And I want to gauge what is the maximum amount you would pay for an item.
So am I turning off my headset so I can't hear Dennis's responses?
That might be worthwhile because
Okay.
I don't know if we're going to have any banter that'll go in between it, but I don't know. I think that there might be some like times where you have to stop and be like, that's way too cheap or that's way too high.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong answer. This is just to gauge where you guys are. So
I'm ready.
I got about like 12 items, no particular order. So
Can we call this game 12 items or less?
max purchase price questions? We'll think
Yeah.
of a good name. All right, so we'll start off with the main one is sweater.
How much would I pay for a sweater?
You pay maximum amount you'd pay for a sweater or you'd walk? You already told us this one.
I told you this one, but I did think about it a little bit. And here's the situation where I'd pay more than I originally said. I'm in Ireland and there's like some sweater there and I'm in Ireland and it's like, okay, whenever I'm going to be in Ireland to buy an Irish sweater, I think I'd pay up to $200 there.
Okay.
But typically 125, I
Okay.
would say.
Casual shoes.
Wait, can I go now or do I wait?
Oh, no, I think we'll go one at, I don't know.
Yeah, why
I
don't
think
I just
Kevin should
answer?
go.
All right, Kevin.
I was thinking about this myself, and I would probably pay $175 for a sweater under the conditions that like it fits me perfectly, like in a very flattering way, and I can feel the quality is enough, or it has like proven quality that'll last me over 3 to 4 years and still be in style, kind of thing.
Okay. I said 400.
Jesus.
Although the one is going to be 550, that is a special occasion that I would actually go above and beyond and potentially purchase it. Casual shoes.
Okay, when you say casual shoes, like you're wearing these shoes every day.
No, you shouldn't be wearing them every day. You wear the same shoes every single day?
Yeah.
I'm a uniform sneaker buyer. I buy a different pair of leather white sneakers as my casual shoe. every 6 to 12 months. I just re-up them with like a different brand, and I usually
Me
pay
too.
somewhere around 100 for those. Anything less than 100, it doesn't last long enough. Anything more is unnecessary.
That's what I'm saying. Every shoe I get only lasts like 6 months. Because
Right.
I wear them so much, like the soles wear out.
Same.
So
And they start to
the
just stink
price?
really bad.
So I would say $80.
Damn. Okay.
I'm not a guy who has like 12 to 20 sneakers in my rotation. I just have
I have
two or
like
three.
8 different pairs right now. I
No.
did buy just a pair for like only $30, and those are probably my favorite shoes out of all of them. But
And I only do white sneakers just because they go well with everything.
max price though. These are like, you like these shoes a lot. You're like, fuck, I really like these. They're a little bit more than I normally would spend.
125.
Okay.
I'd
This is
say
where I'm trying to
110.
get.
110.
110. I don't care what you're the most practical. Like, this is your favorite item. You like, there's a walking price. Like,
The
it's
reason
just
I
too
bring
fucking
practicality in it, because for me, the price point, this shoe's going to have to be really useful for me. It's going to have to last a while. I'm going to have to be able to wear it with everything. Then I can pay $125 for it.
expensive. Okay.
What was yours?
$279.
A European taste, my friend.
Although a lot of my shoes are probably under 150. I'm saying max price. I love these shoes. I won't pay over 279.
Give him the award.
150 is not it's not expensive.
Next
for
item.
shoes,
Next
though.
item.
Jeans, blue jeans.
I
Not
get
red
the same
jeans,
pair of
blue.
Levi's. Okay. I get the same pair of Levi's every time I get my jeans. It's $70 or something like that.
I would say
I always have a pair of blue and a pair of black in rotation.
top $85 because I get Levi's also.
All right, I won't say mine.
Looks like we're buying different.
No, I want to hear yours.
And yeah, is it raw denim or is it salvage wash or whatever?
I have a pair of jeans I bought for like $350.
My God.
Did you wear them in the bathtub like you're supposed to?
No, I've never washed them though, and I've had them for like 6 years. And I wear them all the time still.
Yeah, I would
Really?
never wash my jeans.
I haven't bought the last time I bought a pair of jeans was like a month ago. Before that, it's been 6 years.
So I got a question. It always seems to be practicality on these clothes. Is it more that, or is it more like name brand?
I think it's a story.
I don't give
and
a shit
pride.
about name brand.
Trendy
name on
brand.
it. No, not trendy brand either. Just good quality items. I don't get it because I'm like, ooh, this is this brand. The only way that I do
not at all ever.
No, the only way I do that is because I know the quality of that brand is great. Like if I'm going to be getting a work or like a workman's like sweater or pants, I know that Filson makes the best that I know of that I really like, and there's a lifetime warranty, and if they ever get a hole or anything, they patch it, they repair them. Versus like Carhartt, which are very like, you'll go through them quick and then you'll just have to buy another pair.
Yeah, I guess I never thought about clothes like that. To me, it's like every 3 years you're just getting rid of clothes and getting new ones because they've been washed so much.
I definitely get rid of some clothes, but I can't hold on to them. Okay, Sumo citrus oranges. What's the max price you pay per orange?
65 cents.
Yeah, I would say 80 cents is what I would pay.
Yeah,
and
there's a little bit of inflation out in Seattle, so I'd say about $1, which I think is right around the same price, about like 80 cents for
What's
you.
a pseudo citrus orange?
It's the Sumo citrus orange. It's the orange that Lisa bought for $3.50.
Yeah, she
But
buys
what
it.
makes it special?
It's so juicy and good. But she bought 4 oranges. That was $14.
That's insane. That is too much.
For a
That's
little
like
extra juice.
And
That's
so-
almost a pair of shoes for you, Dennis.
So she peeled one, and I'm like, you know what? I'm eating half of this. And then each bite of it, I said, "Here's a quarter. Here's a quarter."
Dude, you're the worst. I would never do that.
That's so.
Let her enjoy
mean.
the orange is probably amazing. That is objectively way too much for an orange.
It's not. I'm just so different where I'm like, to me, it's not amazing because it's so expensive, and I can't get past that. It doesn't matter what it tastes like. It's just not worth it.
Okay. Next up, cocktail. Not just like a rum and coke, like an actual specialty cocktail at a bar.
$18. $18,
Most I'd
but
pay?
It'll just have to be
Yeah.
like everybody else is drinking, and like I'm not gonna not order a drink.
I think if I was at a really fancy place and I saw a drink for like $29, I'd get it.
Fuck. Okay. See this 17.
That's not my average. This is like once in a
No,
lifetime.
I
type
know.
drink.
Like you
Yeah.
really want it. I just like at some point I'd be like $17. I don't really like. I like cocktails, but at a certain point I'm like, not for me. Meal to go, food. Like you're ordering it from not like fast casual, like an actual restaurant that you're getting food to go. But this is just for yourself, not for your family or significant other.
Oh,
Can I add a quick
Max
stipulation?
price, yeah.
I would never order a meal to go.
Yeah, like you never heard the word before.
No, I just like sitting down.
If it's not a burger wrapped
What
in
is it?
plastic at the bodega, I'm not fucking ordering it.
That's a meal to go, brother.
I like sitting down and eating. I love sitting down
Okay,
and
so
eating.
Kevin,
never-
zero.
okay,
So it's $0 for Kevin, and that's totally
Kevin,
fine.
You've never ordered food and picked it up and brought it to your house, like a pizza, anything like
pizza,
No,
that.
that
yeah.
doesn't count. That doesn't count. I said not fast casual or just your normal thing. Like this is from a restaurant and you're getting it to go. You're not sitting down.
Just for myself.
I would never do that. $0.
DoorDash. Yeah.
Okay, I'm biased because usually when I'm ordering meals to go, it's Lisa and I. So if it was like a night by
Split
myself,
that in half, trying to figure out what that price is. Then.
but if it was a night by myself, I'd be like, I'm just going to spend what Lisa and I would normally spend, and that would be like I wouldn't go over $75, $80
Per person?
By
for
himself.
myself.
Okay.
Damn. 38. I'd spend $38.
That's like if you get fucking Chipotle delivered though in DoorDash.
I'm not getting Chipotle delivered. I'm going to go pick that up.
I know, dude.
That's
nuts.
where I'm like at a point where I'm like, I'm just eating for myself. I'm not going to spend a shit ton of money. Max is $38.
Chipotle delivered. I ordered it the other day for 5 people, and it was going to be $80 for delivery. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to see pickup. It went down to $45.
I know.
Jesus.
Never get everyone listening to this podcast, never get Chipotle delivered from DoorDash. It is like 10 times the price.
Yeah.
Always drive and get it. That's a quick tip from Pick Freaks. Gas. You see a gas station and you're like,
I don't think
doesn't
about
work.
gas prices. I'm going to pay for it if I
No.
need it.
Yeah, I don't at all.
if the gas says it's $4.19, I'm gonna find somewhere else that's cheaper.
No, the convenience of the right there, right now, it will
So
always
Kevin's price is $1 million.
just market price.
I like that.
I mean,
paying
it's
only
different.
Of course, you're paying only market price.
But like without a
I mean,
thought.
obviously, if it like to me,
I'm
all the
bartering. I'm bartering with the guy at the front counter. Like, look, I know how much you're getting this by the barrel, dude.
No, there's just no way where if I need gas for my car, I'm filling it up regardless.
There is a place by me though. I swear they never change the price. It would be like $2.25 somewhere, or like $1 cheaper, and they're always like $3.19.
Right. Okay. So in my mind, I know, like, I drive by enough gas stations that I know certain ones are more expensive than others. And say I'm down to like my light is on and I could get to 5 different ones. I know that I would try to get to the one that is the cheapest price. And I don't know if I saw one was at $4.19 or lower, and I knew it was more expensive than normal, I'd go to that one.
Yeah.
And Owen, for the record, you're talking to a gas station guy here. You're just asking me the wrong questions. Like, if there's a gas station across town that has the Zins I like, I'll drive to that one. But
they all have the best Zins at all of these places.
Dang, 3 milligram and 6 milligram smooth. That's tough these days.
Okay. Car payment. Max car payment.
I mean, mine right now is like $400 for my lease.
But you could upgrade to the car that you really want.
A car I really want is a Volkswagen Taos. That's my car. That's what I have. I love it. It does everything I need it to do. I don't care about a car. It's like $400 a month.
Yeah, I think I'm at my max car payment right now. I would not want anything more. So I'm at like
you don't need to disclose it. It sounds
70.
like it's I wouldn't pay for a car payment.
Wait, what are these calculations? What's going to happen after this? Are you plugging this into some kind of
fun.
You're writing them
put,
down
like
you're
Well, I had an idea that we were gonna say.
All right, let's do your best one. Let's finish it strong. I don't want to do like 6 more. Sorry.
Okay.
Or let's rifle through. Sorry, we keep talking about it too
Okay.
much. Rifle through.
I got 4 more. That's it.
Rifle through.
All right.
Miller Lite at a bar.
$7.
$6.
$6 for me. Regular season tickets for a team that your favorite team that is good enough that they'll make it to the playoffs.
I have season tickets for the last like 4 years, and every year I'm like, I just like watching on TV so much better. So it's kind of ruining for me. And I'm like, I would just go to the good games and I'd save money. So maybe I would spend $1,200 total
on one game.
No,
It's
I
not
mean
playoffs.
on either. So right now that's what I pay right now, and that's like my max.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I would just either go to a playoff, like 3 games a year, and buy tickets.
I know we're not.
I'd spend $45. That'd be a max.
Kevin,
I know we're not supposed to expand because we're running out of time, but I've never been to a sporting event where I didn't want to leave after a quarter. So
That's how I
would never pay for it.
I mean,
that's what I'm like 45. I was like, that's not enough where I'm gonna be like, fuck, I'm really mad I paid for that. But like, I always feel like I want to leave before the game's over. So
but I think you're I'm chasing some highs, like the game 6 of the 2016.
The only high I'm chasing is me back on my couch.
Right. I just don't enjoy. Yeah, I just don't enjoy watching live sports.
Game 6, 2016.
No, this is a regular season game. This
continue,
is
Owen,
playoff
continue.
games.
Okay.
All right, last one, domestic plane ticket.
That's so many variables. Where am I going?
The max, like, just for funds, not for something that you're obligated to go to.
Okay, so I'm
you're like having a vacation.
So there's no funeral or something where I need to pay whatever to get there.
$750
for funds. Just like that's the max you'd pay.
Oh, I don't know, $1,500 because to me it's like
it's
2
just
people.
Just yourself, one person.
Oh yeah, $750. Whenever it's myself, I'm like, that's 50% discount right away. So it's like,
free money.
$750.
I love solo road trips, so there's a lot of trips that I would just say like, oh, that's $700. I'd rather make the 14-hour drive. But if it were somewhere that wasn't realistic for driving or that it would take too many days, I'd put me down for like $900.
Damn. Okay.
What's you?
I feel like 578 is the number. Because anytime else I see it, I'm like, if it's over 600, I'm like, ugh.
But there's places like Tahoe that I would love to go to that like I could never get to for less than 900.
Yeah, I think it depends. So if I was put in this situation, I know something's happening, I'd be like, fuck, I think I'll just spend it. I probably would end up maxing out at like $1,000. But
all right. Oh, and run your numbers and tell us what the results say.
I didn't
calculate it.
I also didn't write down every number. So I was writing numbers sometimes.
You were doing it so diligently. It looked like you had a plan. Okay. Oh, and end
my
of strong.
plan was to show that me spending all that money on clothes isn't that fucking crazy.
Okay, you win.